A couple of days ago, Blood Records announced their limited edition vinyl for One More Time. And with the announcement, they leaked a lot of lyrics for unreleased tracks. Now, whether this was intentional or not, Blink fans were fast to grab screenshots to get a preview of what is to come. So, of course, this video is gonna have spoilers if you consider this spoilers for the album. Also, just want to add the vinyl was really sick, and I think it sold out like within an hour, but they only had 5,000 copies of it, I believe. So let's kick things off with Anthem Part 3. The original Anthem track in Enema of the State is a song about rebellion, about coming from a broken home and wanting to break free. The follow-up Anthem Part 2 follows a similar theme about rebellion, but more focused on politics and the overall system. And from what we can see, Anthem Part 3 lyrically follows the theme of having fallen into a routine with your life, where you find yourself in a state where you're just going through the motions, but also kind of wake up from it and realize what's happening, and find yourself ready to rebel against this. The song starts with really reflective lyrics saying that even when all goes to shit, you can still turn it back around. Basically saying, don't let life tell you where to go or what to be. Everything that we've tried will keep waking up to that light. We'll see rising of a new tide. We are starting up a new life. When your head is hanging too low, when your heart is about to explode, you can make it anywhere. Go. And of course, we had already heard the chorus from the previews that were released where Mark sings so clearly sticking to this theme of rebellion, but taking a more adult and mature approach to it. Now let's move on to Dance With Me, which we got a preview of as well, and I have to say that it sounds sick, which is why I think most of us Blink fans got extremely worried when we saw the overwhelming amount of oles that we are going to be getting in this song. I'm not sure what to expect of this. Like, I can't imagine either one of them singing this or how they're going to incorporate it into the song. Is it going to be like in the background? Is it going to be like the main lyrics? I suspect that it's going to end up being something that's going to knock us off our feet, but I do have a slight doubt, and I'm a little bit worried about it because the samples of the song just sound really great. On the bright side, we had also heard the intro, and the song starts off actually with a bit of a joke.
When I teach masturbation, I'm always just like, have fun with it.
I was concerned that it was going to be a joke song and it was going to be a waste of the riff. So at least the fact that it's a full-on song, I'll take that as a win. Many people speculated that this was going to be a Boxcar Racer song that went by the same title. But of course, upon seeing the lyrics, it's clear that this is not the unreleased Boxcar Racer song. Now let's move on to Fall in Love. The first thing to note is that this song was co-written by Robert Smith from The Cure, Ryan Tedder from One Republic, and Nick Long, who is, I think, mainly known for having co-written a lot of Machine Gun Kelly's songs, most notably from Tickets to My Downfall and Mainstream Sellout. So right off the bat, I kind of already have huge expectations for it. This is of course not the first time we see Blink collaborate with Robert Smith from The Cure, as he made an appearance in 2003 on their self-titled record on the song All of This. Not only was he featured, but he also co-wrote the track. Something that stood out to me is that in the untitled record, they don't label All of This as featuring Robert Smith. So I think there is a possibility that we might get Robert Smith in the track, or even Ryan Tedder. We didn't get a preview of this track, so we have no idea what it's gonna sound like. I feel like from the title, it feels like it's going to be like a ballad following a similar style to One More Time. On the other hand, if we check the lyrics, we see the dreaded na-na-na-na-nas are coming back, which have a tendency to be more typical of their upbeat songs. The lyric follows the story of two people falling in love. I'm still on the fence if it's about two people falling in love and then inevitably they end up apart, or if it's just somebody reflecting on the time that they fell in love with somebody, and that somebody was maybe somebody they weren't supposed to fall for. Late night feeling kind of lonely. Drive home, no one's waiting for me. I don't miss the days before I fell for you. The song paints an interesting picture, so I do wonder if this is a Tom song, if it's about Jennifer or his new wife Marie, who I recently found out was Tom's friend's wife. And check out the next verse. Do you remember the first time we met? You were at a party with your ex. I said hello, then I got drunk. Do you remember the time we fell in love? I'm very excited about the song, probably the most excited for it, with Dance With Me coming up as the runner-up. To be honest, just from what I see on the lyrics here, I don't imagine a vocal feature, but the fact that there is a possibility for it is pretty exciting. Not to mention that it would be with incredible artists. And seeing the people that worked on the song just guarantees that it's gonna be a banger. Moving on, I was able to grab just the smallest amount of the lyrics for the song. Terrified, the song starts, I can't feel my body, and nothing else here matters at all. The shapes become... And that was literally all I was able to grab, just from the title and from the little snippet that I was kind of able to read. I assume that it's about Mark's battle with cancer. Feeling terrified just falls under the theme of the album of not knowing whether you will have another day. Next, I was able to grab a screen from More Than You Know. And I know what you're thinking, More Than You Know already came out and we have a lyric video for it. But something that was interesting to me was that in the lyrics in the vinyl, it says, wait for the f***ery and not wait for the phone to ring like it does in the lyric video that we got. I went back and played the song, and in the song that was released, he's definitely saying wait for the phone to ring. So I don't know if this is just like a clean version of the song, which is also not really a typical Blink thing to do. But I'm curious then if we will be getting two different versions of the track. Next, we get the lyrics of Turn This Off, which is a little bit of a hectic song. Right off the bat, it's clear that it's a joke song because there's very few lyrics to see. The song is essentially saying, if you don't like this humor, turn it off. But then the second verse kind of develops its own story and movement. But it does go into this typical Blink sexual nonsense with a little story. This is exactly the type of thing you expect from Blink, but I just hope it doesn't get overdone. We're getting 17 tracks, and I would prefer for the most of them to not be joke songs. And to finish off on a more mature note, we got some of the lyrics for When We Were Young, not to be confused with When I Was Young from Dogs Eating Dogs. Although lyrically I did see a couple parallels, like for example, the song opens up with When we were young, the world felt so small. And the second verse of When I Was Young is When I was young, the world, it was smaller. But I guess it's to be expected because both songs are about reminiscing on your past, following the similar theme of growing up and experiencing life in a new light. Some of the lyrics here felt very Angels and Airwaves. In particular, do you know your eyes are like the stars? Like, don't tell me that it's not straight out of We Don't Need to Whisper.
Hey, who am I? It's magic! It's magic! It's all magic!
However, I do think the song is more focused on the relationship of the bandmates, similarly to what we saw on One More Time. And just how their falling out changed them and changed their relationship. We fell out of touch, now everything sucks. I'm out on my own. And those were all the lyrics I was able to pull out from the leak. Let me know which track you are most excited to hear, and if you are already ready to just whatever that's gonna be. And stick around if you would like to see more Blink content. Thinking of making a video going through the album tracks and different speculations for each one, because this was obviously very focused just on the leaked lyrics. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!